do you believe sexuality to be a large part of one's identity? Jamie, do you believe one's sexual identity or sexuality is a large part of their identity?
It very well can be. So people and their identity and their self-image is, well, I'm not the expert on that, but is complicated, right? And there's a lot to that. But I would say that particularly in a society that has those concepts, ingrained as a cultural meme in it, certainly there are lots of people that would say, no, I am gay and that is my identity, right? But I would say that there are a lot of things that go into a person's identity, but certainly, particularly when it's an issue and particularly when that kind of affects how you interact with other people, that, yeah, it's more than reasonable to view that as part of a person's identity. And lots of people think that. However, I will say that a person's identity should be defined by them, just in a general sense. And so even if a person is gay, but they don't think of themselves as like a gay person, I wouldn't fault them for that.
Right, or hoist that obligation.
Yeah, or hoist that obligation.
Sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, well, you're like all the other gay people, because...
Just like with everything else, are we kind of coming down on the side of it is definitely a part of one's personality, but not the whole?
Personality? Or like...
well, sorry, I guess it was identity.
Yeah, it's part of... it's definitely... Generally, it forms a large part of a person's identity.
I think that the best comparison is diet, right? To talk about what kind of food do we eat. Are you somebody that is rather comfortable just eating what's available? Are you willing to eat whatever, but you have certain passions or certain traditions associated with food? Are you a chef? Do you cook well? Do you cook often? Are you vegan? Is that important to you? Is that something that really matters to you? Are there certain foods that you're allergic to or that make you feel uncomfortable, and so you spend a lot of time avoiding or working around these types of issues? So how is your diet a part of your identity? It really can be, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I would say that there are some people that, as far as like the diet and the way that they live their lives in that regard, there are some people that do CrossFit, so it's entirely the entirety of their identity, and they think you should as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I gay, and you should too.
If you want to. Yeah. In the chat, someone said that they would never attend a gay pride parade, even though they are gay, but totally support the folks' right to have gay pride parades. And I entirely understand that. And that's something as a phenomenon that I've encountered with other people and online is an idea that being gay doesn't just mean being gay. It means being like flamboyant or a queen. And I don't think that that's necessarily helpful as an idea. Right?
Yeah, I think like a lot of our viewers, I didn't mean to step over.
I was going to say, it's broader, right? Like, two people can mean different things as far as how all-encompassing it is when they say that they are gay.
And I even remember not long after we met asking you, basically...
Which question? These are great.
The sassing it up.
Oh,
question.
Yeah.
Basically, I asked him if he sassed it up more when he was basically not on and not in...
like not on the show.
Yeah. And your answer was, I think it was that you don't really try one way or the other.
Yeah, it was that, and it was also like I'm very sort of aware of to whom I am speaking, and when I'm talking, I at least I very much try to be.
Thank you for the proper grammar.
You are welcome, and that is something that I am saying to you. So. Oh, God. Of all the things that have been said on the show, that is the one that I feel most legitimately slightly embarrassed about. But yeah, it was you were saying like, oh, you know, you used some phrase of like being on or like being like on camera or like performing, and I said, like I kind of am always conscious of the way that I'm acting, but that I don't really have like a default, you know,
on-off switch.
like on-off switch, right? Like my default not on switch is being asleep. So
So your life isn't the birdcage, basically.
probably
And
not,
is
but I don't get the
anyone's
reference.
really? I mean, that
Robin
movie
Williams,
did not
Nathan Lane,
age
nobody?
well. Oh no, I know that
absolutely
movie
not.
very
yeah,
well.
It's a very
It just did not
flawed
age
film.
well.
It's one of those things where you're like, oh,
Do you remember
cool,
which
they're
Robin Williams,
representing
Nathan
gay
Lane?
people. Maybe not.
No, okay.
Yeah, did not
For a
age
moment,
well.
I thought I knew. No.
Gene Hackman, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, next audience question.
Yeah,
I'd
that.
like to throw a quick plug out there. I know
Yeah.
this is a very trendy pick right now, but Nanette by Hannah Gadsby. It's a
on Netflix?
stand-up special on Netflix that addresses that question very well, I think, where she talks about how she was beginning to believe herself to be gay, and her only interactions with gay culture was to see these news footage of pride parades and things like that, and to think to herself, well, I don't think I'm very good at being gay. And I relate to that.
Yeah.
I'm not a flamboyant pride kind of person, you know, when I'm not on air. So, yeah, there's a lot of different ways to be a lot of different things.
Yeah. I will say I also incredibly relate to that, right? Like the idea of like, oh, I'm going to take away your gay card. Or
Right, yeah,
like,
you're not
oh,
gay
you know,
enough, or-
like,
yeah.
how gay are you? You're not gay enough, you know.
You haven't
Whatever.
seen the birdcage.
it.
You're not in
They-
love with
all
the
right,
Golden
to
Girls.
be clear, they,
Barbara Streisand is not all of your.
whoa, whoa, whoa. These
Okay,
are
that was too
slanderous
far. That was too
accusations,
far.
madam.
Okay.
How would I not know who Barbara? You know me. What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a trope, I'm
I know.
sorry that you fit
No.
at least one of the boxes.
Don't be sorry. I fit all the boxes I want to fit into. I'm on a diet. So, yeah, sorry, you were about to say something.